Good morning, everybody. I am back on the PCT. Just left the town of Chester, California, where I stayed overnight and got a hitch really quick out here. You can probably still hear the traffic out there. So only about a quarter mile in on the trail right now. But I'll tell you what, I am energized and ready to go. Had a tough stretch from Quincy to here. And again, one of those stretches I really didn't enjoy. Still pretty hot. Lots of climbing up and down, some poison oak had to avoid, and really didn't enjoy that stretch that much. So didn't record, but I will tell you what, in between Quincy and here is the halfway point. And as soon as I hit that thing, 1,325 miles, wow, motivation was renewed. I'm energized, I'm excited. That I really needed that, and it was good to pass that point, that milestone. Felt really great. And also after that, I went and celebrated with tacos. And I'll show you a little bit of that too after here. But yeah, it's great to be back. It is 55 degrees out here right now. It's just after 7 o'clock. And, great trail conditions. Over the next 4 days, the trail is much smoother, much more cruisy. Only have a little bit of 5,000, a little bit over 5,000 feet of elevation gain over these next 2 days, and then the following 2 days only got between 2,000 and 3,000, so pretty cruisy. But it's going to be a hot stretch. That second day, there's a 27-mile dry carry, or a water carry, dry stretch. But from what I understand, there's a water cache in there. So as I get closer to that, I'll check Gut Hook and see what's going on with that. As far as today goes, so I'm entering Lassen Lassen Volcanic National Park, or Lassen. You can't camp in there without a bear canister. So that's a 19.3 mile stretch, and that's about 15 miles from here. However, the workaround for that is there's a national park campground in there about 19 miles from here that has bear boxes. So I'm shooting for that. 42 miles to the town of Old Station, which I have a resupply box there, so I only have 2 days worth of food. Should be a good 2 days. That campground is just about right in the middle. So excited about this stretch. I'm glad the temperatures are coming down a little bit. It's expected to be in the high 80s today. I did see a whole bunch of smoke kind of coming over the hills around here. So still a lot of fire activity going on. I was watching the news yesterday. California is headed toward a record fire year, which is not good. But I could tell the smoke up here is from some existing fires. So the wind may have shifted, so I'm hoping for no smoky conditions. I don't want to breathe that crap. But hey, we'll see what happens when we get up there. But I am babbling, I am running on. So let me get to hiking. Check this out. Look at this. The official halfway point for the Pacific Crest Trail. 1,325 miles done, and 1,325 miles to go to Canada. Man, this feels awesome. Quick little mid-morning update. Starting to see a little bit more smoke and smelling it now. As I was getting a ride this morning, I could see that smoke off in the distance. And yeah, I ran into a day hiker who said there was a smaller fire off to the west, which is, off to basically my left. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's pretty hazy down there. And then I look back on the trail, kind of in there. I can actually see a little bit of smoke, but winds were blowing from the east earlier, and looks like they've shifted coming from the west. So yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it, and hopefully don't have to hike through any thick smoke. But that's about it. I'm just continuing on, making good miles today because it's pretty flat. Not many views, but still great to be back on trail and kind of surrounded by the manzanita bushes that smell really good, and getting a little overpowered by the smoke right now, but all good. All right, talk to you all in a bit. Taking a little break down here by, can't remember which fork, the Feather River. Get some water and eat like a kind of a quick abbreviated lunch. And yeah, doing really good. Already got 10 miles in. It's just a little bit after 10, even though I started late. Real cruisy trail today. And looks like the smoke is kind of clearing up a little bit. The wind has changed direction again, which I'm happy about. The smoke wasn't bad, just a little bit of that smell. Only got about 9 more miles to go today. Here pretty soon, I ought to be entering Lassen Volcanic National Park, where again, not allowed to stop and camp. So there's a place called Drake's Bad Valley Ranch, and I'm gonna stop by there too. I guess they got lunch and dinner and stuff, and depending on what time I get there, I might grab a quick bite, so I don't have to do dinner tonight at camp. And check the place out. I heard it's really cool, but I really didn't put much thought into it because I was focusing in on that national park campground. But it's been an awesome day. Something I was talking about a little bit earlier that seems to be hitting some other hikers as well too. Like I said, had kind of a rough stretch there with all that heat, and it's different coming out of the desert. You feel really accomplished. Coming out of the mountains, you feel accomplished, and then you get into to the next section here in Northern California, and it's just not the same. The views are different. It's not as grand. It's not as exciting. Still got a lot of climbs, but you're not really getting up there and getting a lot of views. And I know I was feeling it. I think most of it was because of the heat, but I knew there was going to come a point on this trail where it would test me physically and mentally, and I'm pretty sure that was it. But talking to some of the other hikers, seems to be a few other folks, thinking that. There's actually been a couple folks that have made the choice to stop and not continue, and then there's others that I've talked to that are feeling similar, but continuing to press on. But it's those things that always come up after those hard spots that make it better. Like I was saying, as soon as I hit that halfway point, man, my attitude turned around. I was feeling better. And yeah, like I said, good to be back out here. And I'm going to grab a little bite to eat and get back to hiking. Just hiking again after stopping for about an hour to get some great trail magic. So Janet and John set up in a kind of a remote spot on the trail here, and had sandwiches, chips, salads. So I got a BLT, some fruit, cookie, and some soda, and stayed and talked to them for about an hour. Really nice people. They've been doing this for about 6 years, and talked about hikers and experiences they've had with them before, and yeah, it was just a cool conversation. And now getting moving, starting another climb, and as you can see back here, smoke is really starting to move in. Nothing too thick, but enough to cause a haze, and everything is kind of orange looking out here. But hopefully the wind will change directions again, and push this stuff out of here. But yeah, just doing another update. Been an awesome day. Still moving toward that campground and Drake's Bad. Not sure which one I'm gonna stop at today, but man, been an awesome day, and I'm gonna get back to hiking because this hill is starting to make me breathe hard. All right, talk to y'all a little bit later. Almost to the top of my last climb for the day. As you can see, it is smoky all around. All right, here at Terminal Geyser. Pretty cool. Hey, so I am at Warner Valley Campsite. It's a national park campsite. Clearly all set up over here. A whole lot of families here. Pretty cool vibe, a whole lot of fun going on here. Also back here, that's the bear box or bear locker that I was talking about earlier, because in this area you're required to have a bear canister. So that right there is the workaround, so I didn't have to do a 30-mile day. Ended up doing 19 miles today. Great day that I showed you, and so tomorrow I'll be headed towards Old Station. I'll do that in a couple days. The post office there closes at 3, so I'm not going to get up too early and do that. So I'll go camp close and then pick up my resupply box the next morning, which will be a 2-day push, about 35 miles to the town of Bernie. But interesting situation is that I will get to the post office in Old Station on a Friday. The post office does not open until the following Monday in Bernie, so basically that gives me some time to take a few short mile days, relax, have a good time, and not be pressured to work around the post office hours. As I had mentioned earlier, I'm doing 2- and 3-day resupplies, which is my strategy for Northern California. But the challenge with that is I'm at the mercy of the post office hours. So all good, all doable. I will have the opportunity to enjoy these next few days and see some things that I probably would have realistically passed up if I would have had my resupply with me and been moving. But anyway, it's getting late. I'm going to hit the tent here. A few other hikers moving in. There's a whole bunch at one of the other campsites. I rented this one for an overflow site, so got a couple folks coming over here soon. But with that, I'm going to close the video for today, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I'm about a mile and a half into my day. Just finished the big climb for the day. After a great stay at the Warner Valley campground last night. Got some good rest, feeling great today. A lot of cool people there too. Had some ladies come up and offer breakfast, which I didn't take because I had already eaten. But they also had some strawberries and a banana that they gave me, and that was great. Just another one of those examples of those small things that people do to make a big difference in your day out here. and I'm on my way to Old Station. Got about 22 miles left to go, and I'll have a resupply package there that I'll pick up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna stay in another campground there, and you know, just chill, take my time. The 22 miles that I have left, there's only 1,200 feet of elevation gain in that 22 miles, which is just crazy to me. So looking forward to a pretty cruisy day. And with that, I am going to get to hiking. I'm about a little less than half a mile outside of the town of Old Station, where I'll stop for the night. I'll put me at 24 miles for the day. It's only 4. Started at 8:30, so it's been a pretty cruisy day. The sights were nothing worth recording, so I really didn't record much at all today, but one of those hot, exposed, out in the open days. Just head down, doing miles. All good though. Old Station has the post office there where I'll pick up my box in the morning, and I'll be staying at a campground there. And I guess I got some snacks and stuff. I have, you know, my dinner and everything for tonight, all good to go with that. But yeah, so I'll show you that here in a little bit. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just taking a quick break in the shade here, just past Hat Rim Overlook, and that's about 7 miles from where I camped last night. Back in the heat, back in this super exposed and open in the direct sun area. Air quality from smoke is not the greatest today, but taking it slow and moving on. Had a great camp spot last night. Whole lot of activity with a lot of families around, so didn't record, but some great people there. You know, folks once again, you know, offered me some food, and I had some good conversations about the trail. But then got my resupply package this morning, and got to it. From here, I have about 30 more miles to get to the town of Bernie, where I'll have my next resupply box. So I'm going to take it slow and easy between here and there. It's very dry on this section. This is technically considered a dry stretch of 27 miles. But there's a spring that's a little bit off trail coming up in about 5 or 6 miles. And then there's a water cache 13 miles from here that I might camp at. You know, we'll see. But somebody supplies that water for us there. So, but still, you know, in the heat again, but moving forward. Interesting, you know, I was just talking to some firefighters up here, and I checked the PCTA trail page last night for closures. Place I went through a few days ago that I told you I didn't record because it was absolutely miserable. That place just got closed because there was a nearby fire. So, you know, unfortunate part is, you know, the hikers going through now are not going to be able to access that midway point, which kind of stinks. But you know, it's the safest thing, and they take those decisions very heavily and make sure they're doing the right thing when they close off those sections. But I think I'm babbling right now because I'm hanging out in the shade, but I'm not getting any further by talking. So let me get to hiking. These buzzards flying around me waiting for me to die. Not today, buzzards. Not today. Man, it's so hot out here, I'm surprised you guys haven't burst into flames. Waiting for a big old steak to fall in my lap. I'll take a prime rib, medium rare. Quick evening update. I just stopped at that water cache and got 4 liters, 13 miles until the next water source, but I'm only gonna hike 6 more tonight, which will be a pretty big day. And then that'll put me 13 miles from Bernie, and I'll get up tomorrow morning and knock that out. Been a cruisy day, but hot, and you can see back here all of that smoke and haze down there has made it pretty difficult to see across, but I can just smell it a little bit. But the wind is going pretty good and keeping it moving, but so not too much up where I'm at. Like I said, just a little bit, but hopefully that stuff will dissipate a little bit through the night. But so yeah, moving 6 miles to camp, and that ought to get me there probably about 7:30 or 8 o'clock tonight, and then get some food, get some rest, and get up tomorrow and get into Bernie. So talk to you later. Good morning, everybody. It's just a little bit before 6, and I'm on the move to the town of Bernie. I have a little less than 9 miles to go to get there. Really glad that I put down some miles yesterday so I could get close and get this section knocked out and get on my way to Castella. Yeah, got in camp pretty late last night, about 9:30. Past the 1,400 mile mark right before getting into camp, and slept good. Made a quick meal and went straight to sleep. And this pad that I have now, I believe the valve is leaking, so this will be number 3 that I've had issues with, but no worries. I'll sort that out with REI once I get there, which is in Ashland, about 300 and some change away as soon as I get into Oregon. But fortunately, I have a different one that I was swapping out for weight anyway that will get to me in Castella, which is about 90 miles from Bernie. So all good, I'll deal with it. And yeah, looking forward to getting into town, figuring out where I'm gonna stay, and then buying some resupplies for the next stretch. I think I may have said earlier in this video that I was getting a resupply box at Bernie, but I'm actually buying for this next stretch, which I actually prefer a little bit more because I can get some variety and some fresher stuff. But with that, I'm gonna get to this hiking business, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Man, not this again. He's a big fat one too. All right, dude, I'll give you your space. Just make it quick though, man. I got places to be. All right, just popped out at the road. Now I'm gonna head up to this intersection here and try to get a hitch into Bernie. So I made it to the town of Bernie. Got a hitch so quickly that I didn't even have time to record. Second vehicle picked me up, brought me down here. And, so I'm gonna go and buy some stuff and go find some breakfast and figure out what the rest of the day holds. So I'll talk to y'all later. Just hit my last stop in the town of Bernie. Got myself clean, got my laundry clean, hit the Alpine Drive-In for one of their Huckleberry Shakes, and I'm really glad that I did. Cool little town, quick stop, but yeah, also got my resupply. It'll take me on the next 90-mile stretch. Took the opportunity to check the latest on the fires and the weather. As far as weather goes, looks like we're getting back in the high 90s and triple digits. All good. Again, it's going to be slow and steady. As far as the fires, you know, they seem to be growing in some places and getting under control in others. But this next stretch, I'm not going to be recording, so I can save every bit of phone battery I have and my battery bank as well, because I'm going to take every opportunity I can when I'm up high to see if I have cell reception and get the latest. I think that's the best thing to do, safest thing to do. And still got a whole lot of trail and a whole lot of views ahead to share with you all. So with that, I'm gonna close out this video. So hopefully I can get it posted before I get out of town here. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. To my family, love you guys, miss you, can't wait to see you. And I will see you all on the next video.